Now, when it comes to navigation, I've always considered myself to be a little bit of a traditionalist, generally preferring to rely on the tried and tested skills that I learned 30 years ago as a Boy Scout. But last year, I decided it was time to drag this navigational Luddite kicking and screaming into the 21st century and dip my toe in the waters of GPS navigation. So, like many others before me, I went and downloaded Trailforks onto my phone. Well, what can I say? It's okay if you're in an area where there are plenty of well signposted trails. Having decided that Trailforks wasn't really doing it for me, I downloaded Komoot onto my mobile phone, the free version with the maps for my local area, and tested it out. And pretty soon I decided that it was going to offer me a lot more than Trailforks could, so I shelled out for the world map package and set off on my merry way to see where Komoot would take me. But it wasn't too long before I discovered that using your mobile phone as your navigation device has its limitations. Constantly having to stop, take your phone out of your pocket, take your glove off so that you can use your phone meant that I was spending as much time looking for routes as I was riding routes. I wasn't ready to give up on the app though. I really liked it. I love the way that you can plan rides on your computer and then access those directions on your mobile phone. So I looked for a solution that would allow me to mount my phone to my bike so that I didn't have to keep taking it in and out of my pocket. And well, we know how that ended.
Easy. Ja, het is een goede ding. Ja.
But then someone told me there was a feature that would allow me to connect the Kiox display on my e-bike to Komoot and view my navigation on the display that was on my bike anyway. So I've been cooking up this little plan for a little while now, but for a long time we had too much snow and then there was too much rain. But tomorrow conditions look pretty good. So we're finally going to get an opportunity to take this navigation out for a test ride. But before we do that, there are a couple little things that we need to prepare. Job number one, we have to install the eBike Connect app on my mobile phone. Then we need to connect the app to the Kiox display so that we can update the display. And for that, we're going to have to take it off the bike and attach it to an external power source. Then we need to plan a route in Komoot and connect my Komoot account to my Bosch app. After that, we should be able to find all of my Komoot routes in the app. Now, it wasn't initially obvious where my Komoot routes were in the Bosch app, so I did a little bit of investigation on the internet and discovered that I was not the first person that had this problem. But I found out if I click on the arrow in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, then I can find my Komoot routes in the saved routes option. All we have to do now is switch on the bike, connect to the Bluetooth, and then go into the Bosch app and start my navigation. Okay, all connected up nicely. So here we are, out on a test ride, see how well this navigation works. Obviously there's no point in me trying to find a trail that I already know, so I've planned a route, try and find a trail that one of my subscribers told me about a little while back, and we'll see how well this navigation works. Oh. Shit. So that's actually quite impressive. even though our route was blocked and we ended up having to turn around, the app actually recalculates the route pretty quickly, and we're already back on a single trail heading to our next navigation point. Well, I have to say, I'm actually pretty impressed. We're at the highest point on the tour now, and it's shown us the route perfectly. Although it doesn't show you all the paths, it only shows you the route that you should be taking, it's pretty obvious when you've taken the wrong direction, because as you can see, the arrow disappears and it turns into a dot, and the trail that I should have taken is off to my right hand side. So it's pretty easy to turn around and get back on the right route. Okay, so here comes the real test. Everything that we've ridden so far is trails that I know, but now in this village is where we need to find this trail that I'm searching for. So you can see there we need to go over the crossroads, more or less straight on. So far so good. And then we're going to take a right, I guess here where it says footpath, yeah, turn right. Seems like the right way. I'm not the first person through here with a bike. It's all very promising. There we go, mission accomplished. Kiox navigation works really well. I'm actually pretty impressed. But anyway, it's a little bit cold out here, so let's get home. I'll tell you all about it when I get back. Okay, that was a really cold one today, so I'm super thankful to be back here in the bike cave. Anyway, all in all, I think it was a pretty successful test. To be honest with you, I read a few things about the Kiox navigation on the internet before I went out for this ride, and I was totally prepared to tell you that it was absolute garbage. But in actual fact, it wasn't at all. The device connected up perfectly at the beginning of the ride and stayed connected without any hitches throughout the 3 full hours that we were on the go. On top of that, it handled the unexpected detour that we threw at it in the middle of the ride without any problems at all, and ultimately we found the trail that I was looking for. In the past, I've experienced the severe battery drain you can get when you use your mobile phone as a GPS device, and I thought that this might be an issue with this setup as well. But during those 3 hours that we were on the go, it only drained the battery on my mobile phone by about 10%. So I really don't think that is an issue at all. I found the navigation line on the display to be really intuitive and easy to follow. Not once was I in any doubt whatsoever about where I should have been going. So that's definitely very good. Now, I am fully aware that this setup cannot compete with a dedicated GPS device in terms of both functionality and accuracy. But for my purposes, I think it's pretty good, and this is going to be my go-to GPS navigation setup for e-bike rides in the 2021 season. But if anybody else has got anything that they want to add to this conversation, then please feel free to do so in the comments below. In the meantime, thanks for coming along, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.